we'll stay in the SEC. Texas A&M is a 3.5-point favorite at Florida. You and I did a video on Sunday night in just begging Billy Napier to start DJ Lagway. We don't yet know what's going to happen. I have a sense that maybe it's going to be DJ Lagway in this game. And I think that gives Florida a better chance. But I don't know how much of a chance. Because, again, he played great against Samford. But he played great against Samford. So he played against Miami, and he did lead them on a touchdown drive against Miami.
He played great.
Yeah.
Period.
He's a very good quarterback. Like, he's accurate. He can throw the ball downfield with a flick of his wrist. And he can hit people in stride. These are things that haven't been happening at Florida. Even with Anthony Richardson, who was obviously very athletically gifted, had a great arm, went number 4 in the draft. But Anthony Richardson was not the most accurate quarterback.
Andy, do you know why you have a sense that it's going to be DJ, even though there's been no
he's their best chance to win.
Because it's the only thing that makes sense. We did a video for 10 minutes about this topic. I suggest you go watch it. It was my favorite one that we shot yesterday. There is no identifiable reason or explanation for why you would put Graham Mertz out there.
No.
It's not. I don't think he gives you a better chance to win. I really don't. And I don't know if you're a person.
He doesn't give Billy Napier a chance to save his job. DJ gives Billy Napier a chance to save his job.
This is the question. What does Billy Napier gain by putting Graham Mertz out there?
You're right. Nothing.
So why would he do it?
So,
yeah.
You throw DJ out there. Now, there is going to be obviously an upgrade in competition. Texas A&M's defensive line is really good. My question in this game is, what does Texas A&M's offense do? Because coming out of the Notre Dame game, and I remember I wrote this in Dear Andy last week, I said Notre Dame's defense may make every quarterback look terrible because the Texas A&M fans were worried about Connor Wigman. And now I'm not so sure. Now, Notre Dame's defense didn't play that badly against NIU. Like that, they weren't the cause of the loss. The offense was. But I do wonder, I was thinking, that defense is so good. That's why Texas A&M couldn't score. They'll score a bunch on Florida's defense, but maybe not. I'm not so sure now.
Yeah.
You could play Prize Picks anytime you want because they've got the NFL, they've got the WNBA, they've got darts, they've got esports, you name it. But the board is going to be stacked for college football early in the week, and you can start having some fun with college football and Prize Picks. So you play $5, you get $50 instantly if you use the code Staples. Prize Picks is the most fun daily fantasy game in the world. You're playing against the number. There's going to be a total number of yards for, let's say, a receiver or a quarterback. So in the game that we're talking about with Kansas and UNLV, Jalen Daniels, they'll be probably, he can throw for more than or fewer than this many yards. He can run for more than or fewer than this many yards, combined rushing and receiving. And you decide, is it going to be more than? Is it going to be less than? You pick that square. You pick at least 2 squares. You can pick more than that. And the more you pick, the higher the potential payout. So download that Prize Picks app. Use the code Staples. Play 5. Get 50 instantly. And also, all year or all month long, you play Caleb Williams with the Bears. And as he throws for a yard, you win that square. So he did throw for a yard.
That was actually kind of a close one.
It was close. He threw for a yard. The Bears won. He didn't throw for a lot of yards, but he did throw for a yard. So you're going to get him every week this month as well. So download the Prize Picks app, code Staples, play 5, get 50.
I mean, I really do think it's kind of hard to make this pick if we don't know who the quarterback's going to be. So am I allowed to just say A&M if Mertz plays and Florida if DJ plays?
That won't go well on the graphic. I think you gotta make you're gonna have to make multiple picks. You're gonna have to pick which quarterback you think is gonna start and then pick the game.
I think Graham Mertz is going to start.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm taking Texas A&M either way. Like, I'm not in a position. Florida's getting points. You know what? Give me Florida. DJ Lagway is going to play. And if I'm wrong and it's because Graham Mertz played, then you know what, Billy? That's your fault. Like, I'm not.
All right. So here's my issue here. If Florida's defense is as bad as we thought against Miami, it may not matter. That's the problem. Because I just remember that first Cam Ward drop back and seeing Florida's defensive line just get absolutely erased by Miami's offensive line, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be every play. Like, unless they've got some exotic blitz package that can fool them, they're going to get physically dominated up front. And that's exactly what happened. Now, A&M is on its backup center, but he did start 8 games at center for Utah last year, so it's not like he's without experience at this level. He actually has experience beating Florida. So I'm going to take Texas A&M regardless of who Florida starts, which with the 3.5 points, it's like,
It's like
I was kind of hoping this would be a 1-point spread. And you could just pick the team you think's going to win.
You don't ever feel comfortable giving another team points in this matchup, but I would never play this game in real life.
No, because there's too many unknowns, and it doesn't behoove Billy Napier to announce who's going to play. Now, here's an interesting thought, because remember Graham Mertz missed last week because of a concussion. Now we'll find out, as Billy Napier is going to talk in about an hour and a half. If he says Graham Mertz is good to go to clear to practice, all that, then it doesn't come into play. If we don't hear that today, then Wednesday night becomes interesting, because this will be the first time either of these two teams have had to submit to the SEC injury availability report. So if somebody's out, we're going to find out Wednesday night.
Exciting.
It is. It's very interesting.
I know, it's really interesting and very pertinent to whether you want to play this game.
Well, and it's interesting now because they release lines on Sunday.
Yeah,
it's going to change. Maybe not in this game, but that's going to change some lines pretty drastically throughout the year. So that's another factor here. But yeah, so you're gonna take Florida to cover. I'm gonna take Texas A&M to cover.
You know what? I hate both sides.
Losing faith here.
I hate both sides. You know what? It looks better on the graphic when we're against each other anyway, so I'll stick with Florida, but this is the game that I feel the least good about.
I don't blame you. There's nothing, because DJ's really good. And there's a chance that he just elevates them so much. And then A&M's not good. Like Jeffrey in the chat says, Texas A&M lost at home to Notre Dame. Are you forgetting how bad Texas A&M is? I don't think Texas A&M is bad.
I also don't play the transitive property game in college football. The Notre Dame team that beat them played a very good football game. So, I don't think that you just absorb what happened against NIU and go, well, A&M is worse than NIU. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Some teams show up, play good games, are motivated, and elevate.
Right. And sometimes they play down
and then it's not the way it works. Yeah. So,
if A&M's offense had been horrific against McNeese,
I know people
are
down on Wegman, but the thing that scares me the most about this game is the amount of time that we saw Cam Ward get back there.
Yes.
If Wegman has a time like that to operate back there, Florida is not going to win.
Yeah. That's the issue for me, because in the SEC, it doesn't matter how good your quarterback is if both of your lines are not good.
Right.
And I think with Florida, the offensive and defensive lines are a big question mark. Now, it could just be that Miami's great on both lines of scrimmage, and that's why it looked the way it looked. But I suspect against other SEC teams where most of them have pretty good players on both lines of scrimmage, you're going to have the same problem. So that's why I'm going with A&M in this game. We shall see. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.